Boss, I saw something you might be interested in. It's a special item on the Securo Serve network. More expensive than the normal stuff, but it'll more than pay for itself on sale. You want to take the risk? Come and make the deal on the Securo Serve network.
AA system engaged.
Hi.
At your service. Will we be plotting a course? Okay, hold on a jiffy.
All right, we might be ready to move on this thing. Why, hello, how you doing? How can I help? Okay, but only for a minute.
You coming into the hangar? Your access is approved.
Hey, what's going on? Okay, target confirmed. What price do you want on their head? Okay, leave it with me.
You all good? Take it easy.
To the streets. It's time to make health cool. Try all new healthy flavors like radical sour cream and black licorice quinoa. Funky honey mustard creams and ketchup prawns.
You need something? Fuck you too, Morpheus. Oh my god. Christ problem. Wait, I don't mean any harm. You got what's coming.
Hey, how can I help? No problem. I'll scramble the signal for 1 minute.
We're looking at Tuesday, right?
All right, bring the car in. We'll salvage the parts and get paid in no time. Hey.
William. Hey man. Evening, welcome to the channel. To answer your question, okay, so yes, they kind of are the same. They just there's that well, you know there's the freighter ship and the submarine.
Okay, we'll strip that thing to
All the
pieces
missions,
and
the
get
police
this new
station,
stuff.
you're right. What they'll do is they'll refresh it once a week, just like the auto shop. I'm just trying to find a good way to explain it, trying to compare it to the auto shop kind of thing, because they'll just give you a different random set of vehicles, and then they'll just random generate excuse me, a new mission, like, or not a new mission, but a different mission. They'll just make it different each week. They won't give you the exact same ones. They do randomize it. I haven't found that I didn't play the exact same 3 2 weeks in a row.
Hey, good call. That's a seriously hot car. And we're heading back to Maze Bank Arena to get it. Same plan as last time. The Duggins are using it in another halftime show. And get this, it used to belong to Jesco White. You know, the guy who hosts Rebel Radio? The Duggins are huge fans. I told Yusuf this guy is like a famous hillbilly. And he went crazy. Said he'd pay you a whole stack for it.
So yes, so last week I did I robbed the casino instead. So now I'm doing Maze Bank Arena. Last week I did the casino, 2 other places. Hey, it wasn't the police station either. So we just completed Mission Row Police Station. Shug was online earlier with me. Matter of fact, I think he's still online. And we completed that. But I mean, yeah, like it's not it doesn't pay the same as or not the same. I mean, it's kind of a disappointment in the payment scheme of things. The missions could have been different. Could have been a lot better. But I mean, ultimately, like what I tried to tell everybody last week was, if you bought this place and if you ran, if you're a grinder and you did your business stuff, there was double money in RP on all the cars you were hauling in. That meant, like, on a turnaround time of between 15 and 20 minutes, you were raking in anywhere between 140 and 150K for doing nothing, for just driving. So I was trying to explain to everybody that, hey, you know, if you like focus even just a couple days of just solid grinding on your tow business and taking care of your other businesses, salvage yard would have paid for itself, definitely. Especially last week. Now this week, I don't know so much. I mean, I'm running some numbers in my head, and I mean it's close this week with it giving the double safe and putting the, when you add the cars that you would bring into the shop. So these two vehicles now, it's going to be about 75K by the time they're about done, and then the added bonus from the safe. So I'm going to see what kind of bonus the safe's going to kick out this time, because I cleared it at 0, and I got 1 in the hoist, about to be 2. I'll leave it, I'll let both of them clear, and once the second one's done, then we can do some math and figure out if it's close or not. We're definitely not going to gain the same RP, that's for sure, but Rockstar hasn't even, oh wait, hang on, wrong way. That'll be deceiving for some of you. And don't be discouraged. I know some of you are hauling like really crappy cars right now with your tow truck. It does get better. Keep hauling it. X-ray after every mission. Oh. Challenges. I'm not sure on the challenge. Like the, are you talking like the final part of the mission? 'Cause I'm not. I didn't really pay. That shows how much I was paying attention, William, because I didn't know if we were getting bonus, kind of like a Cayo Perico bonus for these missions, something like that. Is that what you're meaning? You're not catching me today. Nope. Cause I haven't paid attention to see if there was a bonus, but I'll check here. Hang on. Because we're going back there anyways.
Alright, bring the car in. We'll salvage the parts and get paid in no time.
And quite honestly, if you guys have the money to do so, get this scrapyard over here, right near Maze Bank, because it's just, it's the best scrapyard. Number one, you can hide from the cops behind these walls. Like you can, if you're being chased by the cops, you can bring them in here and blow up the first couple cop cars, and then the rest won't follow you in here. They won't know to look in here because these walls are so thick with all kinds of stuff. Like, no, unless they see you go in there. Challenge after the first. Alright, hang on, let me check here. I want to see what you're talking about, because I honestly did not even pay attention to see if there was a challenge we had to complete on this one. For these missions. I was burning through them, I was flying through, you know. You guys know me, I'm just like, yep, I'm gonna give her, let's go. Let's see here. I'm not seeing a bonus for it. Like I see in the tasks, like the optional masks, the outfits and all that stuff, and the optional stuff, but like I'm not seeing. Like, are you talking like other payphone hit maybe? Are you talking about that one, William? 'Cause that's the only other thing I can think about bonuses like that. Because I don't see a challenge for each of these missions. Like, I don't see a challenge here at all. So I'm a little bit. That's why I want some clarity on that, please. What the hell is Shug doing? Maybe we'll check to see what he's doing soon. I got the masks in that area, and my agency's there. See, when I'm taking care of my businesses and whatnot, everybody, I try to focus, try to get things done on my route where I'm going, so I don't have to like backtrack. I don't like backtracking, and I don't like going somewhere if it's going to cost me money and not make me money. Oh, okay. So after I knock this mission out, it'll pop up onto the third one. That's what you're meaning? I'll look for that, because I'll be completing these. I'm not gonna complete another one today. I just opened that one up though to see which one's next, which gives me like a. Because Maze Bank's right there. I mean, like it's nothing for me to get like the other parts of the heist or this mission set up done easy. So like everything that when I'm checking on my businesses, for instance, up in this area, I'll get stuff done as I go along. Like when I end up out here after doing a nightclub sale, I'll end up like usually nightclub sales do end up being out here. That's why you guys see me go from here to the base, and I'll go into my hangar and I'll get Rooster to source my stuff, and then I'll go here to my bunker and I'll knock out a bunker sale and brings me back into the city. And then you see me do, like, you always see me making moves, everybody, because I got it set up like that. I keep myself busy, and I don't like not making money. I don't want it to cost me money. The only time the game costs me money is when I turn around and I start spending my money recklessly and buying cars. That's it. Or if I'm in a public lobby and I have to orb people, right? That costs me 750,000. But for me, it's like wiping my ass, because it doesn't affect me. You know. Tried to teach you guys too about residual money, right? That's why you're gonna follow me around tonight, guys. Well, you're not going to follow me around. You have no choice but to follow me around, because I'm going to take you guys on a journey of how to make money. Because you guys are going to see night in, night out, Bam doesn't lose money, Bam makes money.
Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
I make, not to brag or anything, okay? I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to this, okay? I'm a bit of a smart ass, but I made it so that the game pays me to play the game. Not the other way around. That's why I get bothered all the time online. Like, they know, and they've seen my channel. They see my other channel that got deleted and shit like that. But finally, the woke mob woke up and stopped cancel culturing everybody. So finally, there may be some hope for our rights and freedoms still yet. We'll see.
Dude, What's up, boss? I'll be here.
Xbox. I do mix Xbox. So currently I'm still rocking my PS4, and I'm waiting for the PS5 Pro Series to drop, and then I'm buying my PS5. The reason being, I want a PS5 so bad, and I want to cave and I want to give in, but there's every part of me is telling me no, don't, and wait, because with myself, as you guys all know, with me being such a big GTA fan ever since 1997, I want to make sure I have a system that's gonna properly run GTA 6, because when GTA 6 drops, I have a feeling that it's gonna cause a lot of hectic problems for the first generation PS5s.
So what you looking for?
And not to scare you guys who have your PS5s now, but I mean, that's facts. Like, GTA, think about it. Regular systems right now, PlayStations, like PS4s and whatnot, like for years, GTA made them run harder and harder each year. So, I can only imagine with the graphics rendering and all the live environment that's going to be happening in GTA 6, it's going to make those systems work really, really hard. So, yeah, I'm with you, William, on the waiting for you. Like you're waiting to upgrade to your next Xbox there, probably because it's got a better cooling system installed into it. I know for a fact that I was reading some of the specs on the Pro Series for the PS5, and it has a lot faster cooling system for it. Like, it keeps the system a lot cooler, allows the system to perform at a high rate for a longer period of time before it starts heating up. Like, it's just it's insane. Like, it'll be able to pump through 8K graphics no problem. Like, I'm excited. I just think, yeah, because I mean, I was tempted for a while to get a PlayStation 5 right now, and then I thought to myself, well, I'm gonna have to turn around and switch that system out and everything, right? I'm kind of a nerd, I'm a nerd in the way that I'm set in my ways and organized, so I don't want to have to switch things again. Like, once it's set once, that's it. I don't want to have to mess with it again. Oh look, setup is right here too. Might as well get this done. It's right here, why not?
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
Oh, yeah, I never used that either. Yeah. It's kind of pointless, yeah? Oh. I don't know. We all know Rockstar. Rockstar and them making no sense is like not even becoming a surprise anymore. It's almost like,
It's on the way.
what kind of weird shit are you gonna flip on us next week? It's kind of that's where I'm at with Rockstar nowadays. It's like I'm expecting I'm expecting them week by week to come out with some other nonsense that doesn't make any sense. Like, for instance, this week, no good discounts, okay, and no good business stuff. Matter of fact, no business stuff whatsoever. TGG, who does the weekly update videos, for if you look him up on YouTube, I'm not trying to promote him or anything, but I mean, like, he does his weekly update videos and stuff like that. He rarely ever, never ever disses Rockstar to anything, like disses the weekly updates, and he was disappointed. He's just like, this is garbage. This week is the worst update I've seen in years. Yeah, director mode, they completely, like, I don't even know why they even bothered.
You piece of shit!
Now, I'm using the Insurgent for this, for a reason. I'm going to be climbing the wall here. I make this easy.
So, I'm thinking we'll use one of the LS panic trucks to get into the stadium, since it won't look suspicious. Now, luckily, they keep a branded truck in this warehouse. Now, all you gotta do is steal it.
Yeah. So instead of alerting the guards and sneaking through the building, if you've got a truck, it doesn't have to be an Insurgent, but if you have a truck, you come up to one of the pillars of the wall here. This is what you're going to want to do. Presto. Ba-na-na. We're in. Jacob, what's going on, brother? Welcome back. Nice to see you. Just knocking out a couple missions. It was in the area, so I figured I'd pick it up and get it knocked out of the way. Oh man, you guys have no idea how close that was. I was sitting there going, are you fucking kidding me? Don't do this to me now. Like, so close. And it was just like, whew. Seriously, that was just like a holy crap moment. Like, thank you, GTA gods. Appreciate it. I'm just reading your guys' messages now. No, well, okay. Maybe for you guys, I know I make it look very easy. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's, I've been driving big trucks since I was 15. Oh, damn it. Was that 25 years? Some shit like that. I don't know, I lost track after 20. I stopped caring. But, yeah. I don't miss it. I sure enjoy being home now. I do. I enjoy my home life now. I took it for granted for far too long. Like, I missed a lot. When I was on the road, I was a workaholic. Cost me three marriages. Everything. Cost me a whole lot of everything, but at the end of it, like, there was a lot of good life lessons learned out of it. A lot of friends, a lot of good relationships, a lot of fun adventures. A lot of highways I'll never ever drive ever again, because they're just scary shit. I can tell you there's some roads I will never ever drive at nighttime. Because you just don't do it. One of them being Rogers Pass. Never drive Rogers Pass fully loaded at nighttime. You won't be able to see in front of you for 10 feet. And if you guys have ever seen dark before, I can assure you, there's no darker place on Earth. You can't see fuck all, even with high beams. And let's just put it this way. As you're going down the mountain, one wrong move, and you go through that barricade, and they won't find you for months. If they find you at all. Yeah. One time I showed up, top of Rogers Pass, it was snowstorm as shit. Like, the bottom of the mountain was nice and sunny. By the time I got, like, midway up the mountain, it was raining. By the time I got up near the top, it was fucking snow. And, like, it was blinding as shit show. transportation cops were up there and everything. The chain up signs, flashing lights were flashing and everything else. So, you know, get out and I start doing my thing and everything. And like this old timer comes up to me and what? Stop the cat. What? Whose cat? Oh, Pennsylvania. Suave. Hi, Suave. What? You came on GTA, now you came off GTA? The hell? Suave, just randomly show up in here. What the heck? Pennsylvania. That's where William, you're from. Damn, it's late back there right now. You're pushing midnight. I know. I'm from back there. I'm from that Toronto area. So. And I've lived out west for 10 years, and let me tell you something, William. My body still hasn't. My body is still on your time zone. Like it's on our time zone from back home. I kid you not. Like it doesn't matter where you go. Like, man, I'm up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. When I'm out here, Mountain Standard Time, I'm up at like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning religiously, non-stop. It's been like that for 10 years. I don't even have to set an alarm, nothing. Because back home I'm used to getting up at 5 a.m. So 5 a.m. here is 3 a.m. So, oh man, I've never gotten used to it. It's weird. Yeah, I was just gonna say, you guys are both on the same time schedule, Eastern Standard Time. Okay, Suave, here's the thing. I only go in public lobbies from time to time. Just to show you guys that shitheads exist in public lobbies and cheaters and modders and everything else. And to educate you guys on what happens. Like, for instance, if you show up at Ammunition and the guy behind the counter at Ammunition is gone, okay, you know that the lobby's screwed. The lobby's been compromised and you need to leave it immediately. Because if Ammunition's not working, a modder has gone in there and modded the lobby and nerfed it so that nobody can do anything. Nobody can refill ammo and buy ammo. Nobody can buy armor and everything. And they've done that so that they can go to war against somebody. Right? And you want to get out of that lobby because it's about to turn ugly. Right? Cheaters go in different lobbies and do that to lobbies to go against other cheaters and stuff like that. That's a whole new topic we won't get into because it's complicated. What is this cap you're talking about? I don't know who you think you are, Suave, but I go to bed whenever the fuck I want. I'm retired, so I don't have a bedtime like you. Okay? I'm big boy. I wear big boy pants. Right? So. What do you guys keep saying? Stop the cat. Like, what the hell are you guys talking about? If you guys keep talking nonsense, guys, it doesn't matter if you guys spell something wrong. Listen, this is day and age. We're all gonna spell things wrong. As far as I'm concerned, spelling is out the window. Okay? Grammar's out the window. Come on. Let's not be. Like, I'm not gonna pick on nobody. But let's not be the word police on each other. Come on now. All right? Nobody's being the word police on nobody on my channel. Come on. I spell shit wrong. Come on. Like, not the word shit, but I mean, I definitely spell things wrong on the channel. Come on, guys. All the time. And even when I do, I expect you guys to poke fun at me about it and be like, hey, you spelt that wrong, you stupid motherfucker. Because you guys can say shit like that to me. It's not going to hurt my feelings, because I'm Generation X. I grew up with, like, that's how school was. Like, we made fun of each other. We put each other down all the time because we didn't know back then. It was really, we didn't know anything else. We didn't know what we were doing to each other. Of course I'm online tomorrow, Suave. Yeah. Bam's online 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Yeah. Unfortunately. I'm retired. I mean, like, now I got addicted to online, so I got addicted to the whole streaming thing. I'm still gonna do better things with the channel. I'm taking you guys out into nature this year. It's gonna be fun. We're going into the Rocky Mountains of Canada. Good times. Hopefully we come out alive, okay? Because there is lynx in there, there's cougars, there's things in there in the Rocky Mountains that move on 4 legs that will kill you. So, including bears, okay? When I go hiking, I take my bear spray with me, so. Oh man, you and I both. It's like, I don't think, guys, I don't think that they're gonna come out with GTs. Like, I think they're teasing us again, you know? I think they teased us again, sitting there saying, like, you know, that, oh, we're gonna come out with it in the fall, maybe, you know. Oh, likely fall. No. Actually, they didn't say for sure. They said likely. Likely. See? That word likely. Okay? That's like that. That's a tease right there. I don't like that word. I'm optimistic. I mean, I hope they drop it this year. That'd be really nice, wouldn't it? Like right around Christmas time, that'd be like the best Christmas gift for all of us GTA fans ever. It's just like, boom, drop, November. Like, damn, man, they'd make a killing, wouldn't they? Like, maybe that is part of their master plan. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not saying that that's what they'll do, right? Because I don't know, but I mean, I sure as hell could speculate, as being a GTA fan since 1997, that if I was high up in Rockstar, from a marketing perspective, on a sales level, I'd be pitching that to the sales team and being like, hey, let's make sure that 6 drops in November so that we have massive sales for Christmas. What the hell are you talking about, Suave? What? Suave, what the hell are you talking about? Are you on drugs? Your guys, stop being mean to this guy here. You said you guys are hurting his feelings. What are you talking about? We're not hurting nobody's feelings. I don't think Jacob, is he on the same page as us right now?
Yeah.
Swap, I think you like jumped into something and like you have no clue what's going on. I don't know. We're talking about Oh, you don't tell me what to do. No, no, no. Here. Look. Look. Listen, motherfucker. You can time out. 5 minutes. You think about this. Suave, listen here and listen good. You don't tell me what to do. Ever. Ever. Don't tell me to stop talking. Okay? You in a 5-minute timeout, motherfucker. You sit in the corner, you think about what you just said to me. Okay? You do it again, it's gonna be a 10-minute timeout. You do that again after that, I'm gonna I'll suspend you. You know what a suspension's like at school? You want a suspension off the channel. Keep it up. Ten-star wanted level. Yeah, I don't know. Smarten up, Suave. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We're talking about GTA, for crying out loud. All in all, boys, I think that game is going to own us. You know, if you think, okay, look at how they've expanded GTA 5 up to now, right? Remember when they dropped 5? It was bare bones. There was almost like nothing to this game whatsoever, right? And there wasn't anything really to do in GTA Online, let's face it. So now that there's so much to do, it's like, it's very intriguing to see what 6 has in store. Because if they're bringing in the cop cars for us to use right now, okay, then if you guys remember GTA 4, when in the cop cars there,
Fine, right?
in the police computers,
Sure.
you could do these missions and you could look up bad guys and whatnot, right? In Liberty City, remember that? GTA 4? So I have a feeling that either you're going to be able to do that in 5 in an update, or you're going to be able to do that in 6. They're dropping hints on what we're going to be able to do in 6, right? If they're giving us the chance to own police cars and customize the police cars and stuff like that, imagine what we're going to be able to do in 6. You know, like now that makes your mind open up like a playground, and you can't help but think, like, what the hell is in store for us in 6? Like, what are they going to let us do? And when I'm talking about the computer right here, right? So in GTA 4, in the police charger, you would come into the police computer and you pressed right on the D-pad, and then it would bring up the computer, and then there'd be like a list of suspects, drug dealers, arms dealers, stuff like that, and then you'd select what suspect you want to go and find, and then it would automatically GPS you to that suspect, and you'd have to go and deal with them. So I think it would only make sense, and Rockstar would likely do it. So I'm thinking that we're going to be able to do something along those lines. There's already rumors that they're going to give us more police vehicles, because we're pretty limited right now. Yeah, there's mods that do that already for computer, for PC. I'm not switching everything over to the PC though. I'm so far deep into the PlayStation stuff that PC, starting everything all over PC and getting involved on a whole different platform with all different group of people. It's just like, no, I don't want to. And not only that, is it's endless. The amount of customizing you can do and whatnot. Like, I would never sleep. I would never get any sleep. I would never get off the system. It would be bad news for me. I know my limits, and that's why I'm avoiding that, right? A Gauntlet police car. I just can't wait for new vehicles, period. Like, the undercover unit and the regular unit. I mean, I've got only 3 of these, of the unmarked unit, and then I'm pretty sure I have like 9 or 10 of these guys kicking around. I accidentally bought 2 police riot trucks. So, in reading the fine print, it doesn't tell you. You know how normally it's a Pegasus vehicle, it'll tell you, like, hey, this is a Pegasus vehicle, you can't store it in the garage, blah, 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 right? Well, when the DLC dropped, I went police car happy, I'm spending a shitload of money, and I see the SWAT truck, and I'm like, ba-na-na, I'm gonna own a couple SWAT trucks, right? So, before thinking, I buy one, like right here in the menu. I'm sitting in the menu, okay? And I have a video of it too. So, I'm not making this. You can't make this up. I was stupid enough to do it without checking. I buy it, and then I think, oh, well, since I'm here, I might as well buy another truck and stick it somewhere. I figured, like, and then I quickly realized, I was like, wait a second, it didn't give me an option on what garage to put it in. I was like, I just threw out $3.6 million. And I stared at the screen for a second, and I was like, did I really just... I forked out $3.6 million back to the game for nothing. I was like, I was like throwing my controller for a second, because that's what I used to do, like, long time ago when I was a kid. And I'm just like, how could I do something noob and so stupid? And then I'm like, I'm over it. It's fine. Because I'm not going to be mad about it. There's no point in being mad about it. There's no getting that money back. I quickly realized, I'm like, hold on a second. I'm like, listen, the game pays me to play the game. We're going to get that. We're going to see that money back. Don't be mad. Just get over it. Get the fuck over it right now. Like, move on. It's only $3.6 million. That is fuck all. We'll see that in no time. So that helped me move past it, and it's true. I mean, like, come on. This morning I was at when I started playing GT. Wait, no. Well, technically, it's still morning or it's still Thursday for me. You guys are into Friday. Kind of confusing now. You guys are in the future. Creepy, you know. Technically, I'm Thursday, and half of Canada right now is already into the next day. Cool. That's weird how it's split like that right now. You guys are in the future, futuristic, you little creepy bastards. But then again, I'm a little creepy bastard from the past. So. You're my future, I'm your past. No, it's weird. Let's not go there. That's like whole time zone shift shit. But yeah, like, this morning I started with 84. I think it was 84.3, or might have even been 84.5. 84 million. 84.5, and I spent, here, I'll show you guys. Where is this? It was a 2-door unit I bought this morning. It was a cool looking car. I forget the name of it. And it was down here. I hadn't been car shopping in a while, so when I seen it, it looked cool, and I'm like, I like that, I'm taking it. Oh, I think, yeah, this is the one. So I bought this one. Pretty sure that's the one, yeah. Yeah, it is. And then I did all the bells and whistles on it, upgrades, stuff like that. By the time I was done, I had like 81.3 or something like that. I don't know. I was at 81 earlier by about noon, lunchtime, like 10 hours ago. And I haven't really been trying that hard in GTA in the last 10 hours. I talk like I live in GTA because it pretty much feels like I live in GTA. So with that being said, since I went this morning and bought that car and did all the upgrades and stuff like that, I've been making mad money. Still, like I made that money back and then some. So that car paid for itself today, and I still made money. So that's what I mean. The game still pays me to play, and I'm not losing money when I play GTA. No, I only lost money once, and it was I looked at the screen. I couldn't believe my eyes. What was happening? And this was in 2020. And I didn't know how realistic the game got. It was when they locked us down in that whole COVID time bullshit, right? So here I am trying to figure out the game. The game turns around, tells me this was in like the first 48 hours of playing the game. I'm running my businesses. I'm not really like paying attention to my money. I was kind of being, well, not kind of being reckless. I was being reckless. Let's face it. And at one point, the game turned around and took so much out of my bills, and then was like, "Oh, by the way, your lights don't work anymore until you pay your bills." And it zeroed me, and like it said that my utilities had been frozen at my properties and my ass. I was like, what the hell? Right? I couldn't believe it. Oh, so I was like, this isn't happening again. It's unacceptable. So from that day on, I always made sure that I had more.
Oh my God! This
I always had
is
money.
crazy as hell.
I always had money to pay my bills, right? Always. Always make sure you have money in the bank. Because if you haven't noticed, GTA, the more property you buy, the more property GTA takes in bills. And if you don't believe me, I'm going to show you guys something. Okay? And again, don't take it as bragging. Well, you can take it as bragging all you want. I don't give a rat's ass. Okay? I'm not coming across as being bragging, but if you take it that way, that's your prerogative, and I can't change that. Okay? Right? So, stats. If we go to general stats, I spent 325 days and 21 hours in GTA up till now. And I created the account Christmas Day of 2020. Yeah, I treated myself. So, cash spent on weapons and armor. Now, keep in mind, this is no cheating, no shark cards bought, nothing like that, okay? I have spent in 3 years, now we're in our 4th year, 3 years, $1.3 billion on weapons and armor. That's insane. I look at that number and I'm just like, my mind goes like that one. Spent on vehicle maintenance, 687 million. That's a lot. And when you look at spent on property and utility bills, okay, this is where things get interesting. All right. Now, $360 million right now. Okay, I'm not even gonna. Let's forget about the 800 grand. Let's just. it's 360.8, but let's just not even round it up. Let's just drop the 800K. Let's forget about it and just do 360 flat, right? Now, if we divided that 360 between the last 3 years of playing GTA, right? Okay. With the amount of property and businesses I've owned in the last 3 years, that means that the game is charging me $120 million just in bills. Okay? So that means I have to make $120 million a year in this game to play this game in order to pay my staff and keep all my businesses functioning. I have to make $120 million. If I don't, my businesses will shut down. My staff will cease to function. I'll have to sell my assets. I'll have to sell cars in order to pay bills. Do you guys see where I'm going with this one? Scary stuff, how realistic GTA is, right? Like that's just when I realized that reality, I was just like, I was mind blown. I was like, wow, like I'm a trooper for sure. Like I'm definitely like a hard-working, grinding person in GTA that knows how to like get things done, because I mean, just to pay the bills, I need to make $120 million. So from today, January 18th until January 18th, 2025, I need to make $120 million just in order to pay my property and utility bills this year alone. So, yeah. It's, I look at those numbers and I'm just like, wow. Like, it blows my fucking mind, guys. And here's the other thing. Alright? Now, overall income, it says negative $1.5 billion. Right? The reason being is because I already reached... Rockstar has this cap. So, it only allows you to make $2.2 billion. Okay? Once you make $2.2 billion... like once your overall income here on this list, like you see my global RP is 33 million, right? And underneath that, okay, is that negative $1.5 billion mark, the money. So let me quickly explain something to you guys. Rockstar has a safety net of 2.2 billion. Anybody's account that hits the $2.2 billion mark is an automatic red flag to Rockstar. Rockstar will audit your account automatically because they want to know how you made $2.2 billion, because it's rare that you're not supposed to make $2.2 billion. Like, people who make $2.2 billion have either cheated the game or you're exceptionally smart and you're a nerd and they want to know. So they'll do a quick audit of your account, and when I mean audit, I mean they search through your vehicles to see if you have any of those glitched and cheated vehicles that you get from those cheated and modded people online from online public lobbies. They go into your account to see if you've duplicated vehicles from cheated players and sold those duplicated vehicles in order to make that money. If you've gone and done it legit with your businesses like we have, and like myself, and done KO Perico heist, they leave you alone. They put a little negative tick there at your $2.2 billion mark. And then from 2.2 billion, from the negative 2.2 billion, you'll work your way up to zero. Then from zero, you'll work your way back up to 2.2 billion. So from negative 2.2 billion, I'm now at negative 1.5 billion. So I've already made almost $1 billion since they audited me last. Yeah. I usually make $1 billion a year. It's insane. Like, actually, no. Yeah. Yeah, actually, when I did the math, the 1 year I just made just over $1 billion. And if you guys don't believe me, you can ask Wade and you can ask Shug. They're in my clan, or I say my clan, but I mean those two had a help in building the clan. It's just as much their clan as it is mine. So, I mean, they can tell, but still they can tell you, and because it was still on my old channel too, but they've watched it happen and they've eyewitnessed it. Like, and it's the one time too I was on, like, wait, here, I'll show you real quick. It's my longest time in the lobby, because that's the longest time I did a live stream. And I'm glad GTA actually records something. Where is it? Not there. There it is. Longest single game session. 1 day, 13 hours, 22 minutes. We were live streaming it. Well, not we, but like, well, yeah, Wade and Shug kept popping in and out of that live stream. I stayed awake the whole time. I took breaks here and there. Like, I took like 5 minutes. That was back when I was smoking. I was taking 5 minute smoke breaks and stuff like that here and there, and I was going hard. I don't smoke anymore. No. Gave that up months ago. But yeah, it's insane. And the total time spent as a character, 325 days. It's just nuts. OB, what's going on, bro? We're just going over some stats, right? Dude, YouTube's your second home, just like mine, huh? I live on YouTube, dude. If I'm awake, I'm on YouTube. My cell phone has YouTube open, my computer has YouTube open, I'm on YouTube all the time. I think YouTube took over cable, personally. It gave us all the freedom to do what we want and broadcast. Thing is, they can only police YouTube for so long. They can keep canceling people on YouTube only for so long before people get sick of that shit. And then if YouTube goes too far woke, then they'll go broke. And they know that. They're watching it happen to other companies, and they're like, hold on a second here, we need to back it. We need to back it up here. We need to leave people alone and let them have their rights and freedoms and let them start speaking, because they're starting to realize that certain companies are stepping on people's toes too much and and acting like cancel culture police and blah blah blah. They're losing so much money, like we're talking millions per day, millions per week. Okay, companies that used to make millions and millions per day and weeks during the week are now losing that money. Yeah, and laying off their people. Yeah. When corporate CEOs sit there and go, okay, listen, we need to stop the woke stuff, okay, we need to stop supporting the woke shit because we're losing too much money, okay, because people aren't going to support, like, the circus, you know, no thanks, especially me. I call that mentally ill. I don't support the mentally ill. I mean, I do, just not financially. In those ways. Right? We could support them by giving them a hug, telling them that Jesus loves them, and that there's still hope for them, that they need to go to church, right? And they need to ask for forgiveness, and they need to pray for the gayness to leave them. You know? Like, that's why, you know, when people sit there, you know, like, oh, well, I identify as gay or whatever the fuck.
How can I
I'm
help you?
gay. Oh?
Anything to keep you productive, boss.
And they're like, did you not hear me? I'm gay. Uh-huh. Yeah, and? I'll pray for you. And they're like, what? Oh, like, yeah. The last gay person got offended at me. They made a comment on my channel or something, and
It's the general.
I wish I had saved the conversation and posted it, because the person was just like really pissed off. It was almost like a Ben Shapiro moment, where I completely owned the person. The person was like just trying to gaslight me and trying to make something out of the situation that didn't even exist. Like trying to gaslight the situation and trying to make a fight happen that didn't even, like trying to start a conflict with me where a conflict wasn't even evolving and didn't even exist. And eventually I just told that person that very same thing. I said, you know, you're a gaslighting person. For somebody who sits there and claims that they love everybody and that they show love and caring and whatever, I said, you seem to run around trying to provoke people and trying to throw your ideology at people and say things to provoke people when the situation is completely under control and nobody's provoking you whatsoever. And they look at you like a deer in headlights because they know they're caught and they know they don't know what to do after that. And they're screwed, right? It's called owning somebody, psychologically owning them, right? I don't bother falling into their trap of, you know, they call people mad and they call people homophobic. No, I'm not homophobic. I'm telling you straight up facts. God made Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. There's two genders. Get the fuck over it. Right? And if you don't think that way, well,
Hey, Heffa, what's up?
I don't know what to tell you. Life's tough. Get a helmet. You know? Bam's never going to sugarcoat anything. It is what it is. Right? It was written out in the book. Right? I read the Bible. Right? I'm a person of God. Funny how I point that out about them, about the alphabet community. They claim to be peaceful and loving and all this and that, blah 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 blah. Yet they're the ones that have been starting violence. Always. And they're the ones that want to incite violence and get mad at people and have mental episodes at people for misgendering them or some shit like that. Like, I look, you look like a girl, you're gonna get identified as a girl. You look like a guy, you're gonna get identified as a guy. All right, you are that's what you are. Guess what? There's no such thing as a human being identifying as an animal. It doesn't work like that. You're a human being. You're a human being. I hate to break it to you, but that's facts. And for those of you who go by the so-called science, okay, that is the scientific fact. Okay, so don't contradict your shit, because if you're gonna sit there and be one of those people, one of those alphabet community people that sit there and go, I trust the science, and wear a mask and think that your vaccination, blah 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 blah, is gonna save your life, and everything else under the sun that you believe in, right? But then, you know, you don't follow anything else, right? When science sits there and shows that, you know, there's two genders, male and female, that's it. Because a male can't impregnate another male, and a male cannot turn around and give birth. That's a woman's job. God gave that special ability and gift to the woman.
Sure.
Okay? Making a man and a woman special. A man impregnates the woman. The woman carries the child, gives birth. Life is born. That's how it got set up. We don't mess with that. Understand? We don't get to play God. We are not the creators. You guys need to understand that. Me being an archangel from heaven, okay, and one of God's angels, I'm here to pass the word while I'm down here. That's it. I know I'm only down here for a certain amount of time, and you know what? Death don't scare me because I know where I'm going. God is in my heart. I already know I'm going back to heaven. I've already been to heaven. I'm just here for a visit, to pass on some information to you guys, to educate you guys. That's it. And to let you know what the qualifications are to get into the good house, to the good place. Good house, good place, whatever you want to call it. Everybody calls it something different, you know. You know, the place of eternal happiness. You can call it whatever you want, right? But it's certainly not hell. This place is hell. This place is full of shit, and full of sheep, and full of deception, and full of lies. And unfortunately, a lot of you believed a lot of lies and were deceived very easily too. Oh geez. Now, fun facts. With all this so-called inclusiveness and going against the Bible and removing the Bible out of the schools and removing God, period, out of prayer, and you know, because it offends certain people. You politicians who are in power right now stepped on our Constitution and our ways of life and our culture and gave up our culture to foreigners who came to our nation and embraced our values and then got offended about our values and went and cried about it and want our values changed. I say, if you don't like our values, if you don't like Merry Christmas, if you don't like the North American values and our Canadian values and American values that date back to the early 1900s and even go back even further than that, if you don't like our old school values, please pack your shit and get the fuck out and go and happily go back to where you came from. Because I am so sick and tired of people trying to change our culture. If you came from another country and you come to our country, you're going to embrace our culture. Or you can go back to where you came from. That's what it is. I don't have to be inclusive to you. I don't have to cater to your needs. If you go to Afghanistan, do you think the Afghanistans are going to cater to your fucking Canadian and American needs? Absolutely fucking not. Why the fuck are we doing it to foreign people that just come into our country and sit there and go, well, I don't like it because you're offensive. Uh-huh. I don't give a rat's ass. If I'm so offensive, then you're more than welcome to just turn the fuck around and go right back to where you came from. And go tell them how offensive we are. Okay? Because I don't have to change for people. Get that through your head. And it's about time. Well, people like me are actually finally standing up for what's right, for our rights and freedoms, and actually have balls and standing up and saying, like, we're not going to accept certain things.
You calling for some wheels? I'm Johnny on the spot. I'll hook you up.
People like me are going to actually get respect. A lot of you are not going to get respect anymore. You're just going to be called out for the sheep that you are. Facts. I know a lot of you don't like that. A lot of you are sitting there going, shit, I did the wrong thing. I got vaccinated and I followed the wrong crowd. Yeah. Yeah, because you're
I'll get there as soon as I can.
not a leader, you're a follower. And for some of you, finding out that you're a following piece of shit that can't think for yourselves that reality kicks you in the balls and sets in, and it's shitty, isn't it? I call it the BAM effect. BAM factor. You heard of the wow factor, right? Well, there's the BAM factor. And the BAM factor is that a lot of you are stupid motherfuckers. And I'm laughing. You know why? Because those very stupid motherfuckers that trusted the system and that trusted the so-called science. Here's the thing. My so-called conspiracy theories ended up being truthful theories and factual theories. But your so-called science theories ended up being science fictional theories. And shit didn't add up. And things aren't adding up. And Joe Biden and Justina Trudeau are going to be two of the first leaders in North American history to get handcuffed and actually hauled off to jail. Biden's not going to get bail. Justina Trudeau's not going to get bail. Both those two motherfuckers have been stealing the taxpayers' money and then some. And there's more than enough mounting evidence against the Trudeau family and against the Biden family. Both those motherfuckers are going to get held responsible because North Americans, we're going to make these two motherfuckers an example. Because we're going to make them two an example of for the next politicians that dare try to steal from the people and fuck everything up all over again. Because we're going to have to make these two an example. We're going to have to make an example out of these two, because if we don't, then politicians in the future are just going to turn around and do the same shit that Biden and Trudeau just did in the last 4 years. So, mark my words, right? Here, up here, I don't know about you guys in the States. Actually, I do, because I follow your guys' politics. So, I know for a fact that once Donald Trump is back in power, Joe Biden better go and hide in a cave like Bin Laden, because Donald Trump's coming after him, and he's going to throw the book at him, and he's going to come at him with everything that he can throw at him, every single arrest warrant he can think of. He's going to shove his fist so far up Biden's ass, it's going to come out through his mouth hole, and he's going to be tickling his nostrils, right? Not even kidding you. Biden won't be able to fucking sneeze without Donald Trump knowing. Alright? Nobody in the Biden family will be able to sneeze without Trump knowing. And then up here in Canada, Pierre Poilievre has already promised and threatened Justin Trudeau and told him, once I'm Prime Minister, I'm coming after you. You're going to jail. I'll make sure you go to jail. You'll be the first Prime Minister of Canada that goes to jail. And we're going to hold you accountable for everything that you've done in the last 8 years. Justin Trudeau, I guarantee you, once he realizes that he's going to lose the election, he's going to disappear to a non-extradition country, because he won't be able to live in Canada. If he lives in Canada, if he dare tries to stay in Canada after he loses this next election, or even if it makes it to an election, then he'd be the stupidest motherfucker, because he's going to be the first Prime Minister to get locked up. Because he's either going to get locked up or the people are going to find him. And I can't speak after what they're going to do to him after that. But I can tell you that more than 85 to 90% of Canadians, they're not happy with the Prime Minister of Canada right now. Like, in ways that could make his life very unpleasant. So, let's just put it that way. There's a reason why, let's put it this way. There's a reason why the Prime Minister of Canada right now, Justina Trudeau, who I refuse to recognize as my Prime Minister, but and the world doesn't even, the world The whole world thinks you're a joke, Justina. Just fucking resign already. Because I know you listen to my channel too, and I know your staff have listened to my channel because you stupid motherfuckers have sent me an email threatening me, telling me if I don't stop talking about the liberals, you'll have this channel fucking turn around and banned. And that's fine. You guys can turn around and try to silence my freedom of speech again and again and again, but you do it this time, and I'll get to sue you guys, and I'll make it very public. Because I've already contacted the conservative government. Try me. Okay? You really don't want to fuck with Danielle Smith. Okay? Because she's a thorn in your side, Trudeau. Right? And she can make your life very complicated. Matter of fact, rumor has it she's already working with your wife, with your ex-wife, and releasing documents on how much of a psychopath you are, and the reason why she took the kids away from you. And why you've been a single leader since October of 2023. And she pieced out, the summer of 2023. Yeah. And you're well hated by everybody in the country. You keep giving our money away to Ukraine when we have tent cities everywhere and homeless veterans. You're disgusting and a disgrace. By the way, you called me a fringe minority and a terrorist. And all my brothers and sisters that drive truck too, and that decided to block when we decided to block the borders for Canada and the United States, and no trade happened. You called us terrorists then. So I have no respect for the government right now. For Biden, for the Democrats, right, and the liberals. I have a place for you guys, a special place in hell. I think we should round up the Democrats, and we should arrest each and every one of them, one by one, for inputting gender ideology into the schools. Joe Biden's family for stealing from the people. The Democrats have been stealing from the people, and the Democrats and their insane ideology, fucking far left stupid shit with their masks and fucking vaccine shit. They need to be held accountable for shit like that. Alright? All the Democrats that put in all that fucking stupid ass policies with the masks and the fucking mandating fucking vaccines, we need to hold those stupid motherfuckers accountable. Alright? We need to arrest those stupid motherfuckers. Or hang them from trees if we have to. I don't care. Fuck. Right? They ruined enough people's lives. They fucking flipped enough people's lives upside down and killed people. Their fucking policies killed fucking thousands of our own people. We need to hold these fucking murderers accountable. These fucking stupid ass politicians that think that they can get away with fucking murder. No. Listen. I'm gonna start a movement with the people. Alright? I'm already starting a movement with the people, right? And I'm already talking to Sky about this, right? And you guys know who Sky is, right? As soon as I mention the word Sky, you guys know who Sky is from Canada. He's made himself pretty famous for going against these so-called policies and shit. And especially myself. Now, we have the power as the people. I'm going to tell you guys, right? Before I jump offline here. Because I'm about to, I'm getting tired. It's nap time. Right. You need to realize that we have the power as the people to control the situation. They don't control us. Okay? They're stealing from us. We're allowing it to happen. You know how you stop the bleeding? You stop doing what they want you to do. Simple as that. You don't pay your taxes, you don't go to work, nobody goes to work. That's it. We all take a stand. What did we do up here in Canada? We took a stand. We did the Freedom Convoy. In doing the Freedom Convoy, it started a world-class movement. Everybody in the world did it. And if it wasn't for what we did, and standing up to the man, and standing up to their bullshit policies, then you could best believe you would have been under mandated policies right now this very second, still. And most of you wouldn't be able to be employed and have a job unless you have a vaccination. You're welcome. Alright? Because we weren't going to have that bullshit. You know? It's your body, it's your choice. Alright? You don't want to get vaccinated? Don't get vaccinated. Nobody should be telling you to get vaccinated in order to have a fucking income, or a job, or a bank account, or anything like that. That's called suppressive control. Alright? I've read through all that shit. I told you guys I exited the Matrix a long time ago. Long time ago. Actually, I exited the Matrix in 2020. 2020 opened my eyes. For some of us, it opened our eyes and woke us up. And then for some of you went along and just went along like the good little sheep you are and went, nothing bad can come from this. We're okay. They're telling us we're okay, so we must be okay. Why would they lie to us? Really? I just noticed something though, actually. I might stay awake a little longer now. I just noticed my total earnings for the nightclub is $420. Where's Smoke? Huh? Is Smoke awake? Smoke, drop a like if you're here. Or drop something in the chat, say hi or something, damn it. Me and him smoke weed religiously on a daily basis. Like, to have that, like, that's a milestone right there. Shit. Total earnings $420. I gotta smoke to that one. Let me see here. Yeah. In honor of this, the weed vape is fine. You know what I mean? That thing is harmless. It allows you to smoke weed now anywhere. Discreetly too. Don't get me wrong, I love smoking my joints, but I mean, I kind of don't like to, like when I spark a fat one, I kind of don't like the fact that the neighborhood knows that I'm smoking a fat one, you know what I mean? Like, you guys know what I'm talking about. Any one of us who have grown up smoking joints know for a fact that you light up a joint and like the whole fucking block knows that you're smoking that joint. Like, everybody knows what you're doing, I should say. There's no hiding it. Like, you can hide it from your hands, like you could hide it from plain sight, but like you could spark that joint, smoke that for about like 30 seconds, and like somebody from like half a block away is gonna be like, damn, that smells good. And they're gonna be able to like a stoner is gonna be able to like pinpoint what kind of weed that is and what the percentage is. Like, better than the canine unit, you know? GTA milestones. I gotta take a picture of this actually. I'm screenshotting this. So, I screenshot that one, and I sent it to Shug, because Shug is my online brother from another mother. And myself and Shug, we come from the hood. And, it's a hood thing. We smoke weed. He smokes weed religiously, too. Like, ever since we were... Fuck, I've been smoking weed since I was 12. Long time. Like, seriously long time. That's 27 years. That's a lot. Damn. And most of those years I was doing it illegally before they made it legal. You imagine like that added to the rush. Oh yeah, that added to the paranoia. Can you imagine smoking weed back then when it was illegal? And like people would look at you, like the paranoia would set in. You'd look around yourself and you'd be like, do they know I'm high? Do they know I just smoked weed? I bet you that person knows they smoked weed. Like the questions would be there. As soon as it became legal, the questions disappeared from your mind. They were gone. It was like nobody gives a shit no more. Like it was more socially acceptable now, more than ever. It's like, hey, do you smoke weed? Yeah, I smoke weed. Do you drink? No, I don't drink. Right? It's now more socially acceptable to smoke weed or to vape weed than it is to drink or do anything else. At least up here in Canada. I don't know exactly how socially acceptable it's becoming in the States. I know at some point it was becoming more and more socially acceptable. But up here in Canada, oh yeah, it's like it's normal conversation now. It's like the people, for some people it's kind of a shock because now they're discovering like the people that they thought never would touch weed or would ever smoke weed do smoke weed, and it's just like a wow, you smoke weed, okay. Like and people like literally that never ever would think in their life or right. Some people who were hiding it from everybody and anybody for the longest time, for their whole entire life, now are really open about it and smoke weed on a regular basis and talk about it. It's like normal talk. For instance, most of my buddies that I've been friends with for over a decade, they've quit drinking. Like we smoke weed now, and I'm on that same page with them now. It's like you get to a certain age and it's just like, you know, we have weed that's legal. It's like we don't need to drink. Like drinking is such a waste of time, waste of money, doesn't do shit for you. Gives you a hangover and gives you stomach cancer, liver cancer, and then some. Like there's so many different benefits from smoking weed, from smoking the vape, from the different energy drink, or well, they're not even energy drinks, they're THC drinks that they have out there that's good for your body. Personally, myself, this month I'm looking into CBD for my chronic pain. So I mean, it has so many positive benefits for your body. Like it's used in the medical field over prescription drugs. Like it's more highly preferred in the medical field, but I mean, most governments push, you know, for big pharma, and they want you on that stuff because they don't want to cure you. That's you know. But my best friend's indigenous, okay, and they believe in like natural, you know. Well, I don't have to get into all the details and specifics, okay, but they know what they're talking about. And we've been smoking weed. I've smoking weed with him since the day I've known him, and it's done nothing but improve your life, and it heals, doesn't cause problems. Holy fuck, where's this sending me? Timbuktu. Right to the base. Wow. You guys ever heard the chakra attack On the radio. Oh. See, I was doing too much blah 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 talking. And I should have been paying attention. See, the safe is doubling up on the safe, but still, I should have cars on that hoist all the time. So, I mean, you should know your bank account. So, 96K came out of that safe. I'm going to clear that right now. Actually, no. Doesn't matter. I just got to pay attention to the news feed more. I have that problem. If I'm going in and talking about stuff and explaining stuff to you guys, I get sidetracked. I don't know. I'm usually very particular on things, and I can focus when I'm focused on something, but then sometimes I'm very easily sidetracked that way. Oh, it's a weakness of mine, I can admit. Whoa! That thing's still in the middle of the street. You would have thought that gold chopper would have been gone by now. I mean, hell, in the neighborhood I grew up from back home, that thing wouldn't have had wheels. That thing would have been on cinder blocks. It would have been missing the doors, the windows, the tires would have been gone. Like, that thing basically would have been stripped down to the frame. I'm not even kidding you. Everything and anything that could have been taken off that aircraft would have been gone. And that thing would have been stripped down to bare bones within hours, not even. Oh man, I'm telling you, there were certain parts of the reserve, and I can say this, you guys can't, okay? You guys have to refer as indigenous. Me, I've been around my best friend long enough that it's native reserve to me, and I'm allowed on that reserve. I can call it the native reserve because I've been on that reserve many, many times. But I'm telling you, there's certain reserves from back home that, like, literally, like, if you show up on a reserve and you don't belong there, and you don't know anybody from that reserve, and you have no business there, and you think that you're gonna, like, have business there and park there, whatever, your vehicle will end up on, like, cinder blocks, missing, torched on fire, you know, like, stereo ripped. Oh yeah, and we're talking like you could go in and do shopping for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and come back out, and your vehicle will be up there on cinder blocks, missing the grill, missing all kinds of parts of the vehicle. Like it's not going anywhere. It's not even towable anymore. And it's at that point. So yeah. Times. Very good times. I miss back home actually. I was thinking about going back and visiting my best friend. Cause it was like a sober thing. I'm going like a sober tour from back home. You gotta understand, like, when I look back on the days that I wasted being wasted, I thank God right now that I'm alive. Coming into their hangar. Low-level base access. That I had a second chance. Like, when I know I failed at getting sober 3 times, so technically it'd be a 4th chance, but no, it's really a second chance at life, and to do it all over again, to fix it, do it right. So I'm telling you, the drunk adventures I had with my best friend, we shouldn't have been alive. There was countless times where we did the absolute reckless stuff because of alcohol. And it was like, there was times where we'd wake up next day and be like, yo man, like, do you know what happened last night? Like, no. Do you know how we got, do you know how we got so far away from home? No. Okay. Do we still have our wallets? Yep. Okay. Okay. That's a good start. Do we have money to get home? Right? Like, I remember one time, for instance, okay? Let me just put it to you guys this way. We woke up in a field in the same region. Okay. We were in the same region, just one city over. In the University of Waterloo's football field, the University Laurier Golden Hawks football field, stadium football field, in the middle, not directly in the middle of it, but near it, in the outside elements, shit-faced, woke up on a Saturday morning. Thank God it wasn't Sunday and game day. Fuck. Can you imagine? That would have been embarrassing. What was more embarrassing though was like waking up. What was scarier was waking up and trying to figure out like where the fuck we were and how we got there. And then trying to figure out like, oh okay, we're here. Holy shit, that's far away from home. And then panic sets in. It's like, and questions start to happen like, how the hell did this happen? And then you're never gonna find out. You're never gonna get the facts. You're never gonna get the truth. No one's ever gonna tell you the real story. And let's face it, alcohol messes with your mind so much that it's never gonna give you the truth either. So, my advice to everybody: stay away from alcohol. Alcohol is, it's not even something to enjoy socially. If you're going to enjoy drinking wine or anything like that, you enjoy drinking, do it non-alcoholic. Because I can tell you, life experiences, it's just not worth it. No. Because eventually, you know, it can, well, it can have, let's just put it this way. Let's look at alcohol's track record. Doesn't have a good track record. No. People have wound up in jail because of it. People have murdered each other because of it. People have blacked out and done complete stupid shit and died themselves because of alcohol. And let's not forget, alcohol has made us do such stupid things where we don't even know what we're doing, and we get into vehicles and cause accidents and end up killing innocent people and waking up going, what happened? And not even knowing and having to live with such regret and everything else. I mean, let's face it, alcohol has not had a good track record. When we compare apples to oranges here, like, definitely alcohol is not a shooting shining star, for sure. Like, it's done more harm for the human race than good. Okay. Weed, on the other hand, okay. I want to compare weed now. For all you weed haters, all right. For everybody who hates weed, I got some news for you. All right. So, alcohol prevents you from eating. Okay. Weed gives you the munchies. If you don't know what the munchies are, smoke some weed. Smoke some weed and find out within 20 minutes. Well, no, I wouldn't say 20 minutes. I'd say within 40 minutes to an hour, you might find yourself raiding your kitchen cabinets for a snack, or a bowl of cereal, or a bag of chips. And that bag of chips may or may not survive being opened from start to finish, you know? That's the kind of... The other thing, you may play video games. You may get hypnotized into video games. That is a very high possibility. Or just hypnotized into a movie or a good book, and think that it's great, fascinating, and interesting. It can also help you focus on things, on a project, a task, a hand, anything you really need kind of just this pure concentration on. Weed helps with that. Alcohol. No. Alcohol make you fuck it up. Okay. If you think you can game while you're drunk, not really. No. You end up looking like an idiot. Listen to that one. See that NPC? People like you make me sick. You make me sick. See? Just compare it. I don't want to go into a full-blown lecture on it all night long, but just compare it. I'm going in day 9, sober tomorrow. I'm proud of myself because I had to go through the worst withdrawals of my life, which honestly scared the shit out of me out of ever wanting to drink ever again. Because I'm terrified. I'm terrified if I go through withdrawals like that ever again, I probably wouldn't survive. That's for sure. I barely survived that one 8 days ago. What's up, dude? What's going on? I'm rocking GTA. Towing some cars. Giving some life advice. Oh, you're off weed for a week? Oh, no, I can't stop weed. Well, I could stop weed. I just choose not to. I mean, I've always enjoyed weed over alcohol. Alcohol has always been my... alcohol's always been my demon. Alcohol's been my crutch and had always been my go-to. And the reason why I'm being so open about it and honest with you guys about it, because number one, you guys know I'm honest, and number two, sharing. I wanted to share the struggle that I went through, so that making it awareness, making mental health awareness more aware, and sharing experiences and struggles that we go through together as individuals. Yeah, sure, it's embarrassing. Sure, you may find it to be embarrassing. I thought it would be embarrassing at first, and then I figured, you know, this could probably be the best therapy, not only for myself, but to help myself, but also help encourage somebody that, you know, thank you, I appreciate that. But I also, you know, in doing so, I found the courage in prayer and asking God to just lead me in the right direction, and wherever he takes me, I'll go with it, and I'll go with the flow, and I'll speak whatever he wants me to speak, so that I can hopefully encourage somebody to give them courage to change, right, and make a difference. And anybody, you know, anybody who's struggling, like, I'll be here, I'll listen, and I'll try and give you the best advice I can give you. Because, like, telling you, I went through, thank you, yes, amen. And like, God is great. And like, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, everybody was with me when I went through the withdrawal, and I was struggling, and like the first 24 hours of it was just the worst. Like, I almost died. I had to be supervised. My best friend went through it too. Like, it was the worst. I have been through withdrawals before. Like, for the first 3 times that I had tried to quit before and failed, but the withdrawals were not even, they weren't even a fraction of what I went through this time. And this time when I was going through it, I was sweating so bad. My body was convulsing and shaking, and my heart rate constantly was fluctuating. And I was soaked so many times, and I couldn't keep my body core temperature like regulated or anything. At one point, like I was almost, we were like hospital. It was almost time to go to the hospital, or else I was gonna die. And it was nothing but power of prayer, and so much prayer that pulled me through it. And I made a deal with God as well. And I said, if you give me a chance to better my life, right, then I will show you that I won't give in to being weak, and I won't give in to Satan's weakness ever again. And I promise that if I feel like I'm going to be weak, too weak, that I'll just turn to prayer, and I'll just read the Bible, because well, definitely I got this, and I appreciate it. Like I had after I got through the worst of the withdrawals of the first 48 hours, I called my best friend. I called Luke right away. And I was like, Luke, I had this weird dream. I was like, I had this dream. We were drinking. He's like, oh yeah, everything. He's like, we were probably at a barbecue somewhere, and he's like, you tasted alcohol. Everything tasted like. I'm like, yeah, man, and everything was real. He's like, yeah, you're gonna have. That's called tease. He's like, that's your body wanting it. We're alcoholics, so our body is gonna play mind tricks with us and hallucinations in our sleep, because it'll want the alcohol, because you're depriving your body of the alcohol. And then yeah, and you know what, here's the other thing I'll admit to you guys, another struggle that you'll go through when you're getting sober, is that your body and mind and spirit are three different, but as a whole, you function together as a whole. But you are three separate entities, and the body, it has a mind of its own, okay? And the body, okay, the dreams are crazy, yes. The dreams go very. I'll touch base in that in a second. I just, before I get sidetracked on this, the body tried to tell me on day like 3 or 4. It played tricks with my mind. It started to tell my mind like, hey, we can drink now. Like we're good. Like the break's over. We can have a drink now. Like I'd like to go to the liquor store and go. And I'm just like, my mind's like, no. Like, do you not remember what we just went through? Like, we almost died. Like 4 days ago. We're not doing that again. Like, that's not gonna happen. Like, all it takes is one. Like, my mind turned around and quickly reminded my body, like, hello, we have no self-control when it comes to drinking. Like, you can't, like, you're just one of those people that can't drink. Like, you're, like, sorry, like, dude, you're cut off. Like, you, like, that's just facts. Like, and I had to accept that. My mind had to tell my body, and also I had to accept it spiritually, that, hey, I'm just one of those people that can't touch alcohol, because no matter how much I tell myself I'm gonna have self-control and I'm only gonna have one drink and I'm only gonna have 2 drinks, it has never been 1 or 2 drinks with me. Ever. Never. Like, ask anybody who's ever known me, and they will tell you the exact same thing. Like, just for some reason, as soon as I have just that one drink, it's like some kind of switch goes off in my brain.
Take care.
And the self-control switch gets shut off. And no matter how much my brain sits there and tries it, or how much I try to convince myself that I have self-control and I'm only gonna have 2 or 3 drinks, it never stops there. It has never ever stopped there. Never. Not even, no matter how much I tried to fool myself, no matter how much I even tried to govern myself and, you know, try to limit myself to only buying like a couple single cans or something like that, guess what? Like a few hours later, my ass would go right back to the store, and I would get bored more than enough at that point to make sure that I wouldn't have to go back. And then that, of course, would end up being bad, because that would end up leading into finishing all that alcohol in one day and then having to repeat that entire process the next day. Right? No, I appreciate you, dude. Thank you. No, and I'm glad I'm motivating you guys. I'm just speaking from God. I really am, right? Because I do a lot of prayer during the day. Like me and God, I'd have to say him. He is my best friend as well. Like we're more than best friends. He's my brother. You know, it feels like I'm not alone, because anytime I do feel alone, I pray. That's, you know, and then that feeling surpasses. It goes away, and then I carry on. And any of the struggles I've had, like I'd have to say day 4 and day 5 were the hardest for wanting to give in and just, you know, say to myself, like, we're only gonna go and get an 8-pack. Let's just go get a 6-pack. We'll just get a 6-pack, right? And this was the other day, okay? And I'm having this argument with myself, literally. Like I'm not talking to myself or anything. I'm just like I'm physically and mentally having this argument in my mind with myself. My body's sitting there telling my mind, like, hey, we can just get a 6-pack. Like it's literally trying to convince it. It's as if like, here to explain it so I don't sound like crazy or anything, okay? But it's as if you were to be able to sit back and be like the third party and watch what was happening away from my body, or like be inside my body to be able to see the spirit and the mind and the soul being able to communicate with one another. And like it was just something else. Like my body was just like, you know, trying to convince my mind so bad, and then my mind's like to my body, like, no, we can't, because there's no self-control there. Like it's not just going to be a 6-pack. We're going to go there, get the 6-pack, finish the 6-pack at home, go right back to the store and get 8 more. Like, it's, where does it end? It's not going to end until 18 or 18 of them are gone, and I'm completely shit-faced and passed out. That's where it ends. Like there's no stopping until I get too drunk to fall asleep. There's been times where I've been on my live stream and I've fallen asleep and left the live stream on and been stuck in GTA for hours at a time because I've just ended up drinking to the point where I don't even know I've fallen asleep, you know? And you can't keep functioning like that. I mean, you can, but eventually, like, you're gonna wake up, you know? And that was another scary reality that hit me.
You thought about giving me some
So,
shares, boss?
another big scary reality that made me change was that, because the one day I woke up and my PlayStation was on the floor, my fucking laptop was on the other side of the room, so was my other one, like, my TV was fucked up. I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was like, oh, I can't. I was like, how the fuck did this happen? Like, this is unacceptable. I can't live like this.
I've sent the collection point to your GPS. Make the pickup and bring the goods to the warehouse. Should be straightforward.
What really put the brakes to everything seriously, was that, and the fact that we were in a polar vortex where it was -50 outside. As you guys know, for the last week, I've let you guys know how frigid our weather's been here, right? And you know what the reality set into me? The scary reality that set into me is that I'm lucky that I didn't fucking wander outside and fall asleep outside. Right? That scared the shit out of me. When I realized that, as I was going through detox, lying in bed, going through like all of the horrible withdrawals and everything, I couldn't help but my anxiety got really out of control, and I couldn't help but start thinking about all the bad things. And I think God put all those thoughts into my mind to scare the shit out of me so that I don't drink anymore, right? Because I asked for his help big time. I said, I need your help because I've tried everything. I've tried 3 times and I failed, and like, what else can I do? Like, I tried it my way 3 times. I'm ready to do it your way. I said like that, you know? So in doing that, after I said that prayer, not too long after, all those thoughts started flooding my mind. And it was like a very harsh reminder of like the scary reality, like, and then it hurt. It hurt because like I don't want my for my daughters to have to would have had to bury their father, and like what kind of like just like how embarrassing would they feel knowing their father was an alcoholic, or like would they feel guilty? Would they feel guilt upon themselves, like thinking that they could have helped me or something? I just don't want them to feel bad. I don't want my kids to, you know, I don't want to be a disappointment to my girls either. So there's that. So that helped change. That helped change my mindset as well. And the fact is that the world's going crazier and crazier by the day. And I got to be around to help keep my kids safe, to help keep my girls safe in this crazy changing world. Like, that's just the bottom line. That's my job. And I can't let the girls down. That's just facts and reality, right? That means a man's pride. It's more to me about pride too, right? No. You guys can interrupt me anytime and message anytime. You guys aren't interrupting me. No. I found a lot of inspiration though and encouragement with a lot of it had to do with Tom McDonald recently, when I seen a lot of what he had gone through, and it just, when I looked at how fucked up his life was from drinking, I could relate, you know? I could relate on how much I had lost and how much shit I had gone through. And myself and my best friend, both of us could relate. Because he hit a breaking point. He hit his breaking point. And
can't handle the heat, my friend.
You guys want to talk about breaking
points?
With
creepy Uncle Lester.
Okay. You want to talk about the struggle of drinking right quick? Okay. My best friend and I had struggled with getting sober so bad that the second time that we put him into rehab, that this motherfucker escaped. He wanted to get help so bad, but fucking he was battling his demons so bad. His body needed alcohol so bad he couldn't fight the withdrawals that he escaped rehab. So that he didn't have to battle his withdrawals. Now, some of you are giggling and laughing, going, that guy's an animal, right? I mean, yeah, it's funny, but at the same time, it's not. Like, he even felt bad for doing it, but at the same time, can't. It takes, the alcoholism takes a control of your mindset, and it changes you, and it makes you do things. They say that getting off of alcohol is the hardest substance out there in the planet, harder than any other substance on the planet to detox from, and it is also the most high risk. You run in the first 24 hours, depending on what kind of an alcoholic you are, and I say this with respect, because as being one, and speaking as one, as a recovering one, I should say, I'm very fortunate that I wasn't highly addicted to the harder alcohols, like your whiskeys, bourbons, vodkas, anything that really carried a high alcohol percentage of 48% or more, right? Because then when you're detoxing off of that, the way I did, I did mine cold turkey, which was dangerous. I shouldn't have. I really should have gone to the hospital on it. I was kind of stubborn on it, and I really pushed myself, not on purpose to hurt myself or anything. It's just I was really just determined. When I was going through kind of analyzing the situation I had gone through, the only reason why I survived what I went through is because I was only a beer and wine drinker. So my alcohol percentage highest would have been 12% out of the wine at times, right? So, and even then it would only be a bottle of wine, that would be it, and it wouldn't have the amount of beer, like for each can of beer is 5%. I would do 15 of those in a day, and easily. So for me to have a bottle of wine at 12% it's not that high of a percentage, enough to do like damage. But what does do a lot of damage is drinking 40% alcohol all the time. I lost a friend from that. His organs started shutting down. His liver failed, and it was scary stuff. And that should have been my wake-up call, but it wasn't, because I didn't think it could happen to me. Because I was a beer drinker, and I watched my buddy Corey just drink vodka all the time. And we're talking like Corey could put down a 2.6 of vodka in a day, no problem, and then some. And sometimes he'd even, like on the weekends, he'd go for more than that. Okay, on a weekend he'd go through a 40 on a Saturday, no problem, and get up the next day and then start drinking a 2.6 to wipe off to start, so he didn't have to go through the withdrawals. Like, you would think that would have been my wake-up call, but it wasn't. And
Hey, what's up, man?
going through it on beer, because like I said, like, for me, an 8-pack is a starter pack. I can't drink 8 beers in a day and stop at 8 beers. That's not going to happen. And I'm not saying that to be a smart ass, and I'm not saying that to sound like, oh, I can drink more than you. No, I'm not fucking proud of that. Like, I'm just telling you, like, literally, like, that was my situation, okay? Like, that was how out of control it was, and I didn't even realize that. Okay? That's how much it had controlled over my mind and my mindset. And that's how much alcohol can trick you. Okay? Because it had my mind thinking, you know, we're putting down 15 beers or else we're not going to be getting a buzz. Like, it already had my mind on that mindset. Like, oh, 8 beers, that's a good start, right? That'll give us a nice buzz to start with. And I go from there. Like, by the time I'd be on the 8 beers, I know I still have 7, but I'm telling you guys, like, I would worry each day, because at the time, like, yeah, sure, I could probably order more, but I would constantly be worried as I'd see the 15 beers go down. And that's when I started slowly realizing I was having a problem, and I just didn't want to admit the problem. Like, you know, and it got to the point where, you know, you realize you have the problem, you want to do something about the problem, but you're just embarrassed about the problem at that point, right? And then you almost feel guilty, okay, about what you're doing. And then at some points I just felt like, well, fuck, I'm this deep, I'm too deep now. Like, what's the, like, how the fuck do I quit? How do I stop? How do I stop from this far in now? Right? And like, it started to scare me too, because I started looking at my situation, realizing like, oh, there's a serious problem here. Like, it's not like 15 beers a day. I can't keep going like that. Like, when is it gonna end up being like 24 of them or 30 of them? When is it gonna, like, eventually you have to understand, right, that, and the reality set in. Like, here's the thing to understand in a perspective. Your body will develop it'll become immune. So, and I didn't realize that was happening to me. So, for instance, what normally would affect the average person who doesn't drink, 1-2 beers would give you a buzz. Maybe even 3. Okay? 3, definitely you're feeling it. Somebody who doesn't drink, on their 3rd drink, you're definitely feeling it. 4 drinks, you're probably drunk. Okay? 5 drinks, you're passed out and you're waking up with a hangover tomorrow. But for me, 5 drinks would be gone in an hour, or maybe 2 hours or less. And I'd still, and I still have 10 to go, and all I could think is I only have 10 more beers left to go. And like, I'm worried about the 10 beers I have left to go, rather than trying to enjoy the 10 beers I have left to go. I'm worried that there's only 10 left. Versus, you know, the average person would, you know, just drink to enjoy it and not have that mindset and worry, like, about how much alcohol is left. So my mind graduated and it got immune to having 8 beers. So from 8 beers, it graduated from 8 beers to 12. From 12, I went from drinking the 12 to 15. And then at 15, I was almost at the point where I'd be getting a couple of single cans with my 15 pack, just in case I ran out during the night or during the mornings. Like, it was bad. Let's just put it this way, like, you know. But now that it's gotten a lot better, now that I have a handle on it, right? I tempted myself the other day. I went to the weed store, and I'll tell you, there was such a great feeling leaving the area, because, you know, the liquor store is in the area of the weed store as well. Okay? And this was my biggest test just recently. And the big test is can I handle going to the weed store, fully knowing that the liquor store is within proximity of that weed store, And can I leave the area without buying anything from that store? Because that's going to be unheard of. Because that's going to be something I haven't done in almost a decade. Right? So, and it happened. And as it was happening, and as I was going home, and I realized to myself what I had just done, I had tears in my eyes, and I started to cry. And it wasn't tears of being upset or anything. It was tears that I was proud of myself. Like, I just did that. And even right now I have tears in my eyes thinking about it and bringing it up because William, oh nice, congratulations. You tell Corey I said congratulations. That's amazing. Because I know how I know how the struggle feels. Like, it's so overpowering, and it is, especially when you walk away from the area that liquor store is, and you know that that's your crutch, and it's like I know it sounds like a small victory, but to me it's a huge victory. Like, because to me, to walk to leave that area and not bring home alcohol is like huge. It's like that was a huge challenge. It was, and I'm so proud of myself. Like, even now, like, I sit at home and I think, like, dude, we did something awesome. Like, we walked away from the liquor store. Like, you haven't done that in 10 years? Like, that's unfucking heard of. Like, you're fucking... I reminded myself, I'm like, you're awesome. You know? Like, that's wicked. So, I came home and I rewarded myself. I ate 4 chocolate cookies and I made myself a hot chocolate with, mixed in with, don't laugh. Maple syrup, I call it the maple syrup works. Maple syrup, brown sugar. It's the Canadian thing to do. Although, don't feed that to children, unless you want your kid bouncing off the walls and talking a mile a minute. I would highly recommend not giving that to children. No, that should just be an adult treat drink. Some advice, though, as well, for those of you who are currently going through the detox and not drinking. Do you guys ever remember that show Duck Dynasty? I'm sure a lot of you do. I mean, those guys influenced us big time 10 years ago. Well, turns out I completely forgot about this because it's been so long since they were on TV, so a lot of us kind of forgot about them, right? But in going through being sober, I realized that I needed something other than coffee, because the first few days I was doing the coffee thing and juice, and I was like, there's got to be something that I can drink, right? I remembered Sai from Duck Dynasty and his iced tea, and then I was like, why did Sai... I was like, why am I remembering that? And then I was like, yo, that's right. Those guys were all alcoholics. Each and every one of them. The whole family. All those boys were alcoholics together. So they all got sober. And look at them now. Right? Well, like, if you look back at their history, they admit it. Right? And they went into details about it. I didn't even know. Okay, I'm done with that. 800, I can live with that as long as it's above 500. But yeah, I was like, that's gonna work perfectly. That'll work perfectly, because that it's even Sai said it helped with his mind. It helped trick his mind into thinking it was alcohol. So, and it works. Like I go and I've got a water bottle that's tall enough that holds the same amount of liquid as a tall can of beer, right? And I can make enough liquid. I can make enough of the iced tea, or fill it up enough, right? And then I'll get creative. I'll put a lime in there, or even a lemon, right? Infuse it a little bit, and then, you know, drink away at it. And I don't know. My mind seems to think it's beer somehow. Just probably because of the look, right? And then, like I don't have a craving or a want, I should say. I'm not taking that. No, that's old school. You know what? I'm taking my Patriot Mills back. I haven't taken this out for a little bit. But yeah, I think my mind seems to be on board with thinking that it's some kind of beer. So as long as my mind seems to be convinced on that, I'm cool with it. It's helping. I've been going through iced tea like no one's business, though. I'm telling you. Hey, I mean, my piss is fine. Like I'm still hydrated. Like, it's either that or water, but I've never drank so much iced tea in my life. As I just drank some now. I mean, it's good for you. I'd rather that than like pop, or there were some other things that help you stop drinking. I don't know. It didn't appeal to me. This helps. This really helps. Drinking just pure water, I don't think, like, that worked for some people. I can't see that working for me. I would get very bored with that quick. I could see that being an epic fail. At least with iced tea, it's got some taste to it, and I can, you know, add sugar to it if I need to. And oh, and another thing I want to bring up that I found really helps when you're going through your first week of becoming sober. You need to change all the habits, and I'm not kidding you. And I'm not trying to tell you what to do either. Don't get me wrong, okay? For those of you who are listening. But if you really want to be successful at it, you need to change every single one of your habits that is associated with drinking. And I'm not even kidding you. You just have to stop. Like, it has to, every single thing that you used to do that's associated with drinking, right? Not necessarily video gaming. I mean, like, everybody games and drinks, okay? But like, I'm talking like social stuff. So if you used to get together with the guys at the bar to drink because it's hockey night, like me, and you know, watch the hockey games, you can't go watch the hockey games anymore for first week. I'm not saying for good. I'm just saying at least for the first week. You need to, or else you're not gonna. Because you have to. Your biggest risk of relapse is your first 4 days. Okay, and for that matter, the very first 7 days. Okay, the very first week. And within those 7 days, you need to absolutely change anything you did that associated you with drinking. Right? So if you know for sure, like myself, it's been hell on me because I normally watch every single Toronto Maple Leaf game. even if even if I have GTA on, I usually have the Leaf game on my laptop. But here's the problem, okay? Ever since I was 19 years old, every time the Leaf game is on, I always have alcohol. I'm always drinking. Okay? Always. It goes hand in hand. Hockey game, beer. Okay? And snacks. So for the last eight days, and believe me, I've wanted to play, I've wanted to watch their games because they've been playing some good games lately. But I just can't. That's gonna be a trigger for me. You know, you got to know your triggers. Also, another thing that I found helped me be successful up until now is take it one day at a time. There was a doctor, I was looking for some advice on YouTube about it, like the best way of quitting, or the most successful, how to be most successful at quitting. And the one doctor had said, you can't set the bar high, you can't set the bar to tomorrow, you can't set the bar to even a week from now, because you just need to set your focus on today. That's it. You focus on today, and you get through today, and you tell yourself, I'm not drinking today. Because once you accomplish that, then you'll feel the sense of accomplishment, and you'll already be heading into tomorrow with that positivity, and that positivity behind you, and you already have that advantage, right? And the psychological advantage, he explained, to know that when you wake up tomorrow going, I'm not going to drink today. I didn't drink yesterday, so I'm not going to drink today. We are not going to drink today. Don't focus on, and he goes into more depth, and I'm just going to shorten how in depth he goes, because he goes on for quite some time. But he said, to sum it up, he says, when you stay focused on the next day and the day after that, you're adding mental stress onto your mind when you're already mentally stressed as it is doing detox. So you're actually creating a problem for your brain, and you're making it, you are not, and you're not doing it on purpose. This is the thing, right? But he breaks it down on a psychological basis that if you try to set your bar too high and focus on not today, but if you're trying to also focus on the future and draw the future into the now present, you're going to overwhelm yourself. You're now going to set the bar too high on yourself, where you're not going to be able to accomplish that, because you're going to feel overwhelmed. And then just making it through that one day is going to make it feel like such a burden, and it's going to feel like such a huge, overpowering and draining thing to do. You're just going to be like, I can't do this. This is ridiculous. And it wasn't until I heard it myself that I was able to think about it and reflect and realize that was me. Like, that's exactly how I felt too. Because I was always setting the bar too high. I was always thinking, like, I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna have like the whole entire month of January sober, or I'm gonna quit for a year. I'm not gonna drink this year. Well, no, you're.
Here Merryweather goes again, pissing in our soup.
It's like you will drink this year, because you're now setting the bar for you to live up to an expectation that you have to stress over. See, he also explained that if you don't set that bar for the next day and the next day after that, your mind is only staying focused on today, and which is better for your mental health. So your mind can stay focused on the present that's going on now, and it gives you a better chance of being successful. Like, it increases your chance of being successful, he says, by
What you need,
95%.
boss? Some wheels?
And I believe
can
it
bring 'em round.
because I put it to the test myself. So, in sharing this stuff
I'll
with you
get there
guys,
as
I
soon
hope
as
it
I can.
helps. I know it helps me. Because not only, I mean, yeah, I do the therapy and whatnot. That takes it to, I mean, a level of understanding so that you can go and seek out answers, right? Also, I wanted to reassure you guys that as embarrassing as it seems, the struggle is real and it's more common than you may think. And the other thing is that you don't have to feel ashamed about it, because, like I said, it is more common than you may think. All right, and that we also know, and more people now have awareness of it. Okay, and they're now accepting it and know that it's a disease. Like, it's not something that, like, for myself, like, I unfortunately was born into it. I had to struggle with my parents. My parents were reckless with drugs and alcohol. So, I mean, literally, I had my first sip of alcohol when I was 8 years old, because it was so openly accessible around the house. My parents were both raging alcoholics. One of them used, and the other one fucking drank on a daily basis, no matter what. So, I mean, you're almost a product of your environment, but at the same time, you can change those things. And you will struggle with those things, but accepting it, accepting the struggle, accepting that you have a disease, it's out of your control. Well, it's within your control, but you were born with it. You can't, and that's something you have to struggle with. When you have an accepting of it, you're going to be at peace with it more. You're going to be able to get help with it more. Because if you sit there, I know this for a fact, because I was ashamed for fucking years. Like, I didn't want to get help. I was too embarrassed, and like it was just something I didn't want. I didn't want to be judged on even more, because I had already felt judged enough by myself and let down by myself up to that point, right? So it can be difficult to start the process and get everything going, but once you do, once you open up about it, share your story about it, and do some research, read, and actually see some videos that others have made sharing their stories, you'll realize that, okay, I'm not alone. Like, it's not really something that you're dealing with alone anymore, and you won't feel so alone with it. I know I don't, because sharing and opening up about it has really helped me on a mental side of things, you know. And like I said, if it's helped anybody that's been listening to me tonight, even if it just helps one person, you know, great. Like that then that's awesome. Like, then share that with us if it does, or if you don't want to, that's fine too. But if it does, then I know I did something great. I tried, at least, right? But I know it will, because everything happens for a reason, and I get to speak the way I get to speak because God gives me that blessing, and He gives me those words and the wisdom and knowing exactly what to say, because, I mean, I've been wanting to tell you guys how much of a struggle it was to get sober and what I went through exactly, but I didn't know how to put it all out there and make it make sense, because to me it didn't make sense because a lot of it was happening so fast and so much, and it felt a little scrambled. So I just, after much prayer over it and asking for most guidance, here we are, and I'm on the mic talking about it in more graphic detail than ever, in you know, in which ways that most people would only share with therapists, right? Of course, brother, of course. And you have a great night. I'm almost wrapping up here too. I'm just doing this sale, and I'm probably going to be wrapping it up here and going for a nap. But I appreciate your motivation as well. Thank you. And hopefully I see you tomorrow. And you have a good day at work tomorrow, and a safe and blessed day. That's for sure. Yeah, oh yeah, I get to bed. I get my naps in here and there. Oh crap, I forgot to call the tank. This is gonna be interesting. See? Brain fart. I get talking and I forget what to do. Come on. Get over there. Don't panic. Stay calm. Don't engage Merryweather. Just get to the tank. Yeah, guys, you can, all in all, you can do it. If I can do it, listen, if I can go from being a dick-headed, drinking everyday alcoholic asshole to, you know, being nice and encouraging and, you know, fixing things, then believe me, if you think that it was impossible for you, just think about me and think about Tom McDonald, okay? Tom McDonald's Canadian as well, okay? And him and I both were extremely reckless with alcohol. So, and we got sober. He got sober. I got sober. My best friend got sober too, and so did his best friend. So I mean, if us badasses, well, what you guys used to call badasses, and us street thugs, and whatever, if you call us street thugs or whatever, right? If us, you know, we were badasses back in the day. You know, if we can turn around and straighten our lives up and get sober and whatnot, then you know what? Like, you guys can do it too. Anybody can. Yeah, Tom the music artist. Yeah. You guys didn't know that about Tom? Tom's Canadian. Him and his best friend both. Yep. Tom lives in America, but he's Canadian. So, and Tom was extremely reckless. He it gave me even more of a push right before my sober day. Just recently, because he released a video. I'll tell you really quick before you go to bed. He released a video showing how reckless. He didn't say it in words, he showed it in pictures in front of everybody during the video. And he said, this used to be me, right? And it showed him, and it was me too. And it showed him how much he was drinking every single day. He was drinking every single day. He was homeless. He had instability in his life. His relationships were they're non-existent. Like, everything was a mess in his life. And then he got sober, and then his life changed. He fell in love. He was able to focus on his music. He was successful for his music. Opportunities started coming for him because he had been sober and gotten sober. And then he even retired. He was able to be successful enough to retire his mom. Okay. the old Tom McDonald was never going to be successful enough to retire his mom if he kept drinking and acting reckless the way he was. Like, there would have been no way in hell. And that's just to name one music artist, okay? There's quite a few out there that we don't know about. You just have to do your research and look. All right. But there are artists out there. Yeah, they rap about they either rap or sing about the struggle or about alcohol or whatever it was like at that point in time in their life. They're taking you back. Exactly, because everybody has their struggle, everybody tells their story, and you know, music, you know, right now, you guys can tell, you guys can hear it in people's voices when they tell you, and they decide that, hey, they're going to share their story, they're going to get real, and they're going to let people know, like, hey, this can be done, and this is what it is, right? And the struggle's real, but you can do it, okay? And one other thing because we're getting close to the end here of the sale and stuff like that, I want to say this, okay? I don't care what you believe in, but you got to believe in something. Everybody's got their own religion, and I'm not gonna get into saying that your God's better than my God or anything like that, okay? Because I'm not like that. Everybody has something to believe in. That's your thing. Everybody has to have some sort of faith. Have that faith, because if you don't have any sort of faith, you're not going to have any sort of direction in life. You need something. Alright? Have to. Oh yeah? Okay. Alright. Thank you. Yeah, I'll listen to that song then tonight. I'll let you know what I think about that tomorrow. Or later on, yeah. Because these sales here won't take too much longer. This one will be done, and then there'll be one more. I should continue to play the game, but like I am kind of wide awake. I might still. I don't know yet. I'm undecided now. Might take a quick 10-minute break after this sale. Fix a snack if I continue to keep going. Oh, what time is it? Oh, it's only midnight here. I say that, and listen, hang on. Before you guys judge me on that one, wait a second, okay? When I say it's only midnight, I say it like that because if I go to sleep now, right, chances are, well, not chances are, I know for a fact my body's gonna wake me up at 3 o'clock and be like, hey, it's time to get up, let's go. And I'm like, you know it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and that 5 o'clock it's gonna be 5 a.m. Grab the charging cord because controller's gonna die. But yeah, my body will say, oh yeah, it's 5 a.m. back home. Time to get up. Let's go. Happens every day. The only way I can ever bypass that is by drinking. Hey, I'm dead serious. The only way I was ever able to sleep ever more than like 3 to 4 hours at a time and without sleeping pills was to drink. And that's the only time I would actually, like, and for that matter, I wouldn't be able to dream. It was beautiful because I struggle through PTSD. So sometimes I get a night, more often than I like, I get a nightmare that replays in my mind of the accident all over again each day. Well, not each day, but it can happen. So I used to use that as well. I used to drink so that my brain wouldn't be able to activate the accident, the day of the accident, because I used to replay the entire day from start to finish. It was horrible. It's absolute hell. And one of the, like I said, one of the ways to cure it and erase it, or like temporarily erase it, so it wouldn't happen, was to drink. But like that can't be the problem solver either. Like eventually that had to be addressed, you know. Like that had to be addressed big time. Now, the legacy I'm going to leave behind from it, and the benefit I'm going to get from it, is being given the chance to have a second chance at life, which I'm very, very grateful for, and the Lord and Jesus has given me that chance. So, with the power of the Holy Spirit with me, and with God by my side and in my heart, I'm gonna share my story and share His word, however He puts the words in my mouth to share with, so that I can help others and encourage them. And I feel that even with doing that, that's going to help my journey as well, and that's probably going to keep my ass sober. All right, like, let's face it, it's definitely going to have a good hand in keeping me sober for sure, because it's going to keep me on that path and determined to keep doing what I'm doing. Right. This is the 4th time. I mean, like, I gotta get it right this time. Like, three times I already messed it up 3 times. Like, come on, I'm not, like, 4th time. This is my chance to shine. I gotta do this one. I got only me to let, well, not only me to let down, but I'm doing it most importantly for me, because the other thing is, I wanted to mention, very important before I go, it was explained to me that the one doctor explained that you can't do this for anybody else but yourself. You can't use an excuse of, oh, I'm going to do this for my kids, or I'm going to do this to keep my job, or I'm going to do this for my wife. No. You have to do it for you, and you only, because you want to change you, because you're sick and tired of it, right? You want the change. Because, again, if you turn around and you said it like, oh, I'm doing it because this person wants me to, well, now you're, again, stressing yourself out and adding to the already struggle of getting sober. You're already putting even more expectations, right? So, Lil, what's going on? I might stay on. I'm undecided yet. But yeah, to wrap that up into getting sober, it's true. You focus on you, and you be proud of yourself for being sober. Like, hell, even today, right now, I'm proud of myself. I just reminded myself in my thoughts, like, hey man, we completed 8 days sober. We're going into 9. Right? We're going in 9 days, dude. It's fucking awesome.
And that, I believe, is
So I'm feeling great.
sold. Next
Feeling
time you
on
see
top
those
of the world.
weapons, they'll be on the news.
Maybe not exactly on top of the world, but it's definitely an awesome feeling, being sober. Knowing that I'm going to wake up and not feeling like crap in the morning, kind of thing. Actually, you know what? I will try and get a nap in. Because what's the worst case scenario is I'm gonna be back on here in like 3.5 hours, 4 hours tops. Because I won't be able to sleep past 4 o'clock, guaranteed. Like 3:30, 4 o'clock. Like 3 hours from now, my body will wake me up. Hey, there's the yawn. Yep, that's the international sign of tiredness. Once the yawn happens, you're screwed. You know it's only a matter of time before it gets night time, right? So, I thank you guys for listening, though, and letting me share that with you guys. Appreciate it, because not only will it help somebody who's listened, right, but it also helped myself. It did. It was very rewarding for me to share that with you guys. Because it feels like I got a lot off my chest, too. So, if any of you are going through it, like similar to what I am, and on that sober journey, and you struggle with it or anything, and you just want someone to talk to or need some advice, feel free to drop in the comments, right? I do check my comments. I got that notification turned on the phone pretty frequent, and I have my phone with me always. And oh, thank you, music, and I will. And by the way, I like your profile name, because I actually use music to help with coping with the anxiety of being sober, of staying sober. I find listening to my rock music really helps. So yeah, I'm an oldies. I'm a classic rock and rock and roll type. 70s, 80s, and 90s, everybody. And early 2000s. Anything after that basically is, I don't know what the hell to call it. Sure as hell ain't music, that's for sure. A bunch of made up lies. Oh, King of Israel's in here. Well, too bad, I'm going to bed. But you guys, you take care of each other, stay safe, God bless. Thank you again for listening to me and putting up with me. You get to listen and put up with me tomorrow again. So just don't ask me too many questions when I first wake up in the mornings until my first cup of coffee's done, alright? as LASIK found out early this morning. Right? So yeah. You guys take care. Alright? And I'm not going to tell you exactly what time. I was going to say, and I'll see you in about 4 hours. I might cook breakfast on that. I definitely going to see you guys this morning. Later on this morning. I will do more live streaming, but again, you know, if you guys need anything, please feel free, drop in the comments. Music is also here as well. He's offering to be some encouragement. So if any of you guys need somebody to talk to, you know, we've got lots of available. I love how everybody's stepping up and offering to be there for one another. That's awesome. It's great to see it. It really is. It's fantastic. You know, I'm proud of you guys. So take care of each other. I'm out of here. Like I'm getting tired now, and it's really kicking in full force. I'm gonna have a little bit of a snack, and yeah, I'm gonna catch some Z's. So you guys have been awesome. Please like and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. And again, thanks for putting up with me. And if you guys want to put up with me again later on, you're more than welcome to tune in. Alright? Alright. See you guys then. Till then, Bam's out of here. Peace.